There's too much money now. We've printed too much money. When you have too much money and you can't deploy your capital everywhere, you still are expected to get 6 to 9% return every year. So you see this asset class that just consistently goes up over a 10-year period, and it goes down, but it always goes back up. So as an asset manager, you say, if I can lawfully invest in that collection of assets, that's fine. And then once you're in, you start building sophistication around that, because you have a fiduciary responsibility as a fund manager to build sophistication around your investment portfolio. So you say, okay, where's the macro trends of that industry going to go in the next 3 to 5 years? So there are two. One is a push towards a movement of value from proof of work coins to proof of stake coins. And the second is a push towards real use and utility. So instead of just being a store of value where we can park money, these things are actually starting to serve real utility, especially in the developing world. So if you're a fund manager, you're saying, well, I have to put money in here. Do I just keep it in one asset? Or do I do what I always do with my fund, which is build a portfolio? But then when you build a portfolio, you say, well, what goes in that portfolio? So then you have to understand the macro, you have to understand the dynamics of the industry, and you have to also have ratings and indexes. So you have Bitwise and you have Weiss and these things. And over the last 3 years in particular, we've really seen an organic growth in all of those things. So it doesn't matter if Bill, the fund manager, gives a shit about the principles in this ecosystem. He has a very real problem is he has too much money. He's expected to have a return. The set of things he can invest in are shrinking or becoming duds. I mean, like how much money you're making on bond yields or treasury bills or these things anymore. They're just pointless. You're talking about negative interest rates. So you have to deploy capital somewhere else. And then you have this new asset class that keeps growing, and it seems to be getting institutional acceptance. Your neighbors are investing in it. And your investors are saying, how come I don't get returns like that? Your LPs are pushing you. So you're willing to pull the trigger and push in there. And then that requires you to build sophistication over time in that industry.